I wanted to do a video. Yesterday was probably one of the best days in a long time. I had made a major breakthrough, brought it into therapy, developed into a second, more important breakthrough about the concept of feeling not good enough. And I felt like I was high, like so happy. Even the sun was shining. All I got green lights when driving, and I was like, wow, I had always wanted this one big defining moment, this one big thing that would change my life forever. And then I would be free of the negative self talk. But then another part of me thought, hey, maybe this is more like hygiene or going to the gym, where just because you washed once doesn't mean that you're clean forever. Just because you went to the gym once doesn't mean that your like athletic level is good, right? It's more of an upkeep. And maybe that's part of becoming a person, right? So, which I think on one hand is cool because, like, okay, if I used to be shy, it doesn't mean I have to. Like, if something is an identity that I know that I don't think is positive, then I can be logical and say like, wait, that was in the past, and I've actually done these other things that would cancel that mindset. Like, say for instance, I heard this person say like, I'm shy, but this person is like, talks with so many people, and like, and it's so interesting because like maybe that person was shy when they were growing up, but now 50 years later, I don't know if that would still apply. They're speaking up for themselves, they're saying for what they want and stuff. And so that's one thing. The other thing is, yeah, just because I had a lot of negative self-talk, it doesn't mean that I have to having that in the future. I'd imagine if I keep putting in the work. And I really just was like, "Oh my god, I want to bottle this up so that I can have it." Like, it's one of the things when you think the fear of like something amazing happens in your life and then you're like, "But it could be taken away," you know? Ah, I don't even know if this is recording. Hello? Yes, it is. Okay. So, yeah, like when I first met my partner, I was like terrified that something would happen to him. Uh, and in this case, I was like, is can I be this happy for the rest of my life? Have I really accomplished something so psychologically like huge that I can like be good for the rest of my life? But no. I don't know if it was a lack of sleep. And I think it's a lack of sleep, I think, and also like, so I have like a class from at 4 p.m. where we show a song that we've been working on during the week. And to put it in context, I had not fully like finished a song until like the week of the audition for this program because I never thought that I could. So I would start writing new ones and I kind of had ideas for them and like stuff like that. But it was, I think, once the definition of the end, and I want to make this as concrete as possible, like of like the end is clear. Like I need to have two finished songs to perform. This means I need to be familiar enough with them to be able to perform. I think it's amazing, like, because now that I'm in class with people that have been maybe playing instruments and singing and stuff for a long time, for many years, they can remember a melody and they just, for me, it's like I need to write down when I mean to sing up or when I mean to sing down or when I change chords in the guitar. And there's something so humbling of being 33 because I turned 32 less than a month ago. The 33, sorry, less than a month ago. But yeah, I'm 33, the age of Jesus Christ. And being a complete beginner and sucking at times, and it sucks sometimes, like today. Again, I had the class at 4 p.m., so it's kind of this big high of like, oh my god, I shared this thing that I've been working on, and every time I feel nervous. I think most people do. I'd imagine everybody, but in this case, it's like I'm battling this old identity of who I was. Who I was had never done a song. Actually, had cried every time she'd been forced to sing in front of people at the university. And I had always been shut up as a kid because my dad just didn't like us singing, or yeah, just like for whatever reason. Even though he loved to sing and he did a really good job. But I think with a lot of things, it's like the more you do it, the better you get at doing it. I think this whole concept of talent, you can also describe it as, yeah, something you're inclined to, but something, but a lot of it is like the more you do it, the better you get. So for me, all of this is new. Like songwriting, I only knew poem writing. And even then, it was amateur. Like I didn't study poem writing, I didn't study literature. I just loved words coming out and I loved like Shakespeare, which is why I studied acting. And I love being in front of like a crowd and vibing with the crowd, as in like with the community. That's a whole aspect of theater that you're like really building something with the audience there. And when they say that the audience is the last like cast member, it's so true. It's like depending on the audience vibes, like the whole show shifts. And that's something that I love about this. But it is challenging. And a part of me was thinking like maybe I love the suffering because it tells me that I deserve the good that's gonna come at the end. But I need to rewrite that concept because why would I only be worthy if I'm suffering? I think maybe that's the idea of these films where you have the hero's journey, where you have to hit the dark night of the soul, like when everything goes bad for the person and they're about to give up. And then at the last time, maybe they do even give up, but then something comes up and then they're like, no, but I'm committed to this. And then I think life enough can do that for you. I don't think I need to do that for myself. And the difficult thing is that why my therapist was saying like, okay, like in those moments where you have the negative thoughts, like pause and really kind of like listen if you want. And the weird thing is like obviously when you're about to perform or performing, you don't want to hear those things because it can throw you off. And that's exactly what happened. Like in this case, why I find this class challenging is because okay, you have the 4 p.m. class. I don't wanna make it worse than it is, but I'll describe, okay? You have the 4 PM class on Wednesday, and I'm so excited, or, like, it's just this huge energy because you're finally showing this one thing you've been working on all week, which, again, is a huge thing for me because maybe for other people, they can, like, write songs, but for me, this is something that I literally just started doing, like, I don't know, like, 6 weeks ago or more. I don't know, like, 16th of October, I think I started. So, like, yeah, like, over just 6, a month and a half ago. Like this, I really have to like celebrate myself and be like, you're doing amazing. And like it is unfair for you to compare yourself against people that have been doing this for 10 years. Like I spoke with this one student who's like, yeah, I've been playing this instrument for 10 years. I was like, that's amazing. The inner dialogue is like, I don't fit in here, or like I actually asked the person who like let me in the course. I was like, why'd you let me? But anyway, and then but I don't want to like paint a sub story because it's not. But also, I think I was also upset at myself because I didn't give myself the opportunity. Like I wasn't worthy to complain because you know I've been blessed with so many things in my life that I didn't feel like I could like be sad. But it's like if I don't allow myself my own feelings, that's like that really sucks because like in order to be healthy, it's like I need to like process the feelings. If I keep avoiding and pushing down the feelings, they're just gonna keep coming up in places that are not nice or pretty, and they're just gonna come out, and it's just gonna, you can't control it forever, you know. And I believe, we can build. I would want to be the kind of person that can have space for their emotions. But obviously, crying can be a bit disruptive because, I think people want to be like, hey, are you okay? What's happening? And yeah. So I've got the class at 4 p.m., which is all the emotions of sharing that song. Then I have the production night class, which I'm going to not do. And I think for the thing is like I want to, because I want to improve in production and because I have this inner voice in my head that's like, I'm a good girl and I'm a good student. And it's like, okay, but I need to be a good person to myself first and take care of myself. And I think this is just too unkind on my body. And it's not fair. Because it's like it takes me about an hour and a half. I need to leave the house an hour and a half to get to the school, plus the other things I need to do outside of school. But anyway, and then they have the so straight class from 4 till 6, and another class from 6 to 7, and another class from 7 to 9 p.m. And yesterday was like till 9:30. But there's like no breaks, nothing. So yeah, I sneak in snacks into the 7 p.m. class because yeah, otherwise I don't have time. Generally there is no time. Anyway, and then I get home about like 10 because it takes less time at night to drive back. And then I have food, but then I'm still like, I can't sleep right away. And then I couldn't sleep at all last night. And then, well, like very little. And so then today I had to wake up at 7 to then come to school to do a course, which is um, for 25 minutes, you work with other people to come up with a song. And the thing is, like, I feel like it's so frustrating to me because the negative thoughts are that, yeah, like, I want to contribute so much. Like, I love the feeling of helping. And sometimes I was like, okay, I'll see how I can help. Maybe I can help with like bringing snacks or like encouraging someone who's like really vibing and like we can like, see, yeah, see like what to do. But because I doubt myself, because I'm like, that doesn't sound good. I think this is the weird part. Like with acting, I was always used to having a director because as an actor, you're not really always aware of what it kind of looks like, the end picture. And so I think, well, nowadays a lot of people have to do their self tapes, which you have to be director and actors so much. But with singing, I've got my singing teacher and I can like record myself and listen back. But I think what I love is authenticity and like realness. And of course, if you can have authenticity and sound beautiful, that's the dream. Um, as in like, but sometimes I feel like, which you can do, but sometimes I feel like, I don't know, I feel, and this is just me, I think coming from a theater background and like musical theater, which is kind of like spoken word into music and stuff. And I connect, I think, my speaking voice with my emotions. But because I heard basically some singers that are like, I don't know, like it's more like it's like a different voice. They don't. It's like it's not even like related. Like it's not like you have like a speaking voice and then a singing voice. It's like a step further ahead, which is like kind of like it already has effects on it. Like they sing like beautifully, but it's so different to the way they speak that it's not even related. And maybe that is the whole point of singing. Maybe the whole point is to create your sound in a way that you think sounds beautiful because it does. It does sound so beautiful. So maybe I need to get out of like my own way and instead of just thinking like I'm gonna sing kind of like the way I speak, but in pitch, and then going to sound pretty and then see and then even add like some effects on that kind of like how like someone's they when they sing they sound like a little kid. Anyway, maybe maybe it's like slight jealousy of how good they sound. No, but I mean, I just I think if you can be authentic and then make whatever sound you want, that would be the ideal for me. And again, like as with any art, the truth is really 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 there is something for everybody and there's nothing like no correct or incorrect thing. Is like what you like is what you like and you don't need to explain it. And I think I'm just overthinking it, but not really because I'm just going through it. But yeah, so I just wanted to share. I think it's easier for me to share when things go badly because it's weird. Like I feel like in my head is like nobody wants to hear when something goes well because because they're like, oh, good for you, like you can disappear now. But life is a bit of both. I don't know. I don't know if I love the feeling of sucking, so that if I were to do something good in the future, that I can look back and be like, no, it was really real. Like the struggle was, no. I can choose to have a good time while getting somewhere. And that's what I want to believe. But yeah, my sister gave me this. She lent me this. So I'm very much looking forward. Sorry to, yeah. I guess the encouraging thing is to be able to feel all of our emotions, to let them go, but not to wallow, which is the other thing I need to. Anyway, hope everybody has a good day.